Hello again, everyone, and welcome to our Outlander book club here on theStream.tv. I'm your host, Keetin Marchi, and we have the wonderful Outlander After Show panel here as well. Miss Jennifer Barnes, say hey.
Hello, guys.
Oh, hey.
And Mr. Ryan, Mr. Ryan Hooks. I don't know if that ever.
That'll never get old to say, oh, hey, Jen Barnes. Hey, guys, Ryan Hooks. Thanks for coming and joining us here in the book club.
So let's talk about episode 12, Lallybroch. And so the first thing that kind of I want to talk about is Lallybroch in general. I mean, it's like the whole feel and look of Lallybroch. That's scenery, everything. I mean, this episode, it opened up with that beautiful shot. They were talking about airplanes, which was really cool because that actually was a conversation they had in the book.
Right.
And, you know, I just feel like the feel and the look of it was very
similar. Of the Lallybroch estate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. You know, and like it was just a little different. I mean, they actually go right inside in the book, and I don't know if you guys remember, but it was funny because Claire was like, I'm just gonna give these two their space. Jamie and Jenny can like duke it out. I'm gonna go outside, and then she met Ian outside, and Ian heard Jamie and was like, oh, he's back then, because he hears the shouting, and I love that moment in the book. But I mean, I think overall, pretty good. They stay at Lallybroch longer. Which I kind of missed. I mean, it's a nice kind of...
The whole section of the book is the Lallybroch.
Yeah, it's a nice little like denouement, you know, just a little slowing down, enjoying Lallybroch. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm actually glad that, you know, any opportunity to film the beautiful Scottish Highlands is a great opportunity for them.
Yeah.
So the idea of them riding through the horse and seeing the palace, the castle as they roll up, and then I actually really liked the setup of them meeting outside and the interaction between Jenny and Jamie, because I feel like it set up a tension for the entire episode.
Yeah.
Good point.
That was just nice, and it added to that turmoil that we felt the whole time.
Well, let's talk about Jenny. I mean, Jenny's look and way she runs the household is the same. Her Blackjack Randall story is also the same, as well as her husband, Ian. He's very, very similar, even though her and Claire kind of had that connection or he and Claire had that connection in a different way.
Right. His overall characterization is very similar. The only thing that's kind of different is that there wasn't that Claire and Jenny conflict as strongly, I feel like, in the book. I mean, of course, Jenny was leery of her and a little bit unsure and like trying to figure her out. But Jenny in the show comes off as a little rude, and I think some people didn't like that and just didn't like Jenny overall. But I mean, I still liked Jenny, but there was more of a conflict there.
I'm glad they had the conflict, because it felt to me like a stronger connection was built when they actually later separate from each other, because then you realize like there's a respect, and it also shows, you know, the type of woman she is and how strong she is, and you know, you're at my house, I don't need to do anything to you, you're here for me, not you know, the other way around. So it was a good little like setup for that.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, Jamie was layered in this episode, and he was very, very similar to how he was represented in the book. He very much puts McNabb in his place with his son and how he, you know, raises his son. And he's also stumbles drunk into bed, just like you see in the show.
Which was nice. Yeah, I mean, Jamie kind of struggles to find his footing in the episode. And I feel like in the book, he was a little more sure of himself. It was a little more like, here I am as Laird, and like, I've got control of this. I understand why they did it for the show, and maybe Ryan wants to talk about that a bit, but the whole Jamie and Jenny like struggling to reconnect kind of happened quicker in the book than in the show.
And they didn't have that big scene meeting at their father's grave.
Right.
That was never in the book.
I liked that part a lot, because that to me was like a turning point for them, where they both realized that they were both wrong. They both proved that they were stubborn, which we already knew about both of them. And I think that it just had a good dynamic to the character.
Absolutely. The mill scene, which was a huge scene in this particular episode, when the redcoats show up and Jamie hides underneath the water while he's trying to fix the mill, that happens in the book, and Jamie stays hidden under the water to actually keep from getting captured, but there was a couple differences.
Well, the only difference is that there's this character called Granny McNabb in the book, who I loved, and I'm kind of sad she's not in the show, but she's the one who's kind of like telling Claire, like, I don't like my grandson the way my son the way he treats my grandson, you know, McNabb abusing his child. So she's the one who kind of gets that going, and but she's in that mill scene and not Jenny. I think.
Well, all right.
Miss her.
I feel like I would miss any grandmother character in any show for my
Especially
entire
one
life.
called Granny McNabb.
Yeah.
Anyone called Granny McNabb, I feel like that I would just instantly love.
She's a little
Yeah.
Misfits-like, which you
That's
love
it.
Misfits.
Like just a little short,
Yeah.
mean, fiery grandma.
And
Yeah.
kind of the best thing about this episode is for once we get to see kind of Jamie and Claire kind of in marital bliss.
Happy.
Happy.
They say I love you.
Yeah, they say I love you for the
great.
first time. That is all very similar to the book, and it was nice that we got to see that.
Just happy with the prospect of life at Lallybroch, and I'm glad they kept that true to the book.
Absolutely. We need some happiness before we got into the crazy of the end of the season.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah.
If they watch our after shows, they can see all of that. Right?
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have today for our book club. Make sure you tune into our Outlander after show and our other book clubs. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to us here at theStream.tv on YouTube. Make sure you talk to us via social media, #OutlanderAS. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
For more of the Outlander after show, hit that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.